Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, third graders. My name is Mrs. Nixon. I am so excited to be here with you to support you as you become amazing thinkers, readers, and writers. This morning, I was reading over because tomorrow is Lincoln's birthday, and we usually celebrate it today. But I was reading about how a young girl was able to influence someone who was to be the President of the United States. How did she influence him? Well, you'll have to read this book to check it out. So this particular book is called Lincoln and Grace. And like I said, she wrote a letter to a man who was going to be president, and she gave him a little bit of a heads up on how to do that. So the power of writing a letter. All right, boys and girls, it's super easy to be able to check out books. You can do that a couple of different ways. You can go through your county library, or really easy, check it out on Sora. Now, Sora, here in Fresno Unified, we love to do a countdown of our schools that are checking out the most books on Sora. So we have a kind of a countdown of the top schools. And in 5th place this last week was Hoover High School. So great job, Hoover High. Now, it is super easy to get on our countdown list. All you need to do is check out books using Sora. It's a free app, it's online, and you can check out whatever books. Tell a friend or two, and you could possibly get your class up on our countdown. All right, the other thing that I love to share with my third graders is we here at PBS have some fantastic activity books. They're free. All you need to do is send me a note. You see that address that just popped up? That's all that you need to do. So send me a note. Let me know something you're learning in class or something that you've learned here at our PBS class, and or send me an email, but don't forget to include your return address, and I'll put one of these really fun activity books in the mail for you. All right. Are we ready to start our day today? All right, happy Monday. So I have 3 things that we're going to go through and practice today. We're going to start out with homophones, R-controlled syllables, and then we're going to finish up with a little bit of comprehension, specifically working on multiple meaning words. Okay, you guys know our routine. Let's warm up those brains and get our thoughts going. I've got our high frequency words here. There's 10 of them. Now remember, if you see something here and you think to yourself, you know, I can read that, but I'm not sure I can write that one on my own, then I want to make sure that you know it's okay. Write it down on a Post-it note, practice it all week, and by the end of the week, I know that you're going to have it. All right, let's practice. You practice at home, big and loud. I want to hear you down here at the studio. Here we go. Let's read them. There, them, then, these, they, things, think, this, and those. All right, now today I want to focus on 2 of them. And you know what? When I say them, you're going to say, ooh, Mrs. Nix, those are the same. Okay, I've got there and there. Ah, but you know what? They're 2 different ones. We've got there, T-H-E-R-E, and T-H-E-I-R. These are homophones. That means that they're words that sound the same. I always like to do this. I put up a little phone and I think to myself, ooh, what am I hearing? There and there. So homophones are words that sound the same, but they have a different meaning. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Let's look at a couple of sentences. So we know that the word there is going to go. So do you think this is their lost dog? Or I was hiding over there behind the tree. I have something, a kind of a little trick that I always remember with there, spelled T-H-E-R-E. If I cover up that T, I see the word here. So that tells me it's a location, here or there. That's how I remember that one. And T-H-E-I-R means that it belongs to them. So do you think it's their lost dog? Excellent job. Okay, so here's our next thing that we're going to go through. We're going to talk about this poster that's right here. Now, at the beginning of the school year, we talked briefly about all of the different types of syllabication. There's 6 different syllable types, and we briefly have talked about and referenced this poster as the semester has gone on. And today, the one that we're going to focus on, or I should say this week, we're going to focus on this R controlled. And so your teacher might reference, you might hear the bossy R. That's another one, another way of saying it. But essentially, it's those letter combinations, the A-R, E-R, I-R, O-R, and U-R. And those bossy R's, or those R-controlled vowels, stick together. They stick together in a syllable. Okay, so let's come back up here and let's talk about and look at what that can look like. So I kind of put myself a little cheater note here so that I can remember those R-controlled vowels. And when I look at this word turtle, I'm looking to see, do I have any of those R-controlled vowels? And I do. I've highlighted those in red so that I can see them. And then I know when I split my syllables, that vowel team sticks together. And so I actually have 2 syllables, turtle. Okay, let's look again. So here in garlic, you can see that I've got that AR highlighted because that's my vowel team. So they're gonna stick together. I'm not gonna split it. But when I say the word garlic, garlic actually splits right here between the R-controlled and the L. So I've got garlic. And then over here, we can start to see, I'm starting to pull away some of our scaffolds here. So I've got sunburn, but I'm gonna remember that that U-R stays together, and I've got sun, burn, and so I'm gonna split it up right here. This is how I would separate that word so that I've got 2 syllables. Okay. So that's a brief little review of our syllable types. I'm going to move this out of the way so that we can talk about our next piece. So we're going to move down, and I want to talk about those homophones. Did you put this up like this and remember homophones? Okay, good, because that's going to help you remember we're looking at words that sound the same but have a different meaning. So here's kind of our rules. Homophones are words that sound alike but are spelled differently and have different meanings. Okay, so let's look right here. I've got 2 words, your and your. Okay, this your, Y-O-U-R, means this belongs to you. It's your backpack, your bicycle, your house. This your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, is a contraction for the words you are. A great thing to remember is anytime you see that contraction, just automatically read it as a contraction, and it's going to help make sense. Now, both of these words are going to be used in this little sentence down here. So you're going to be surprised when you see your gift. Now we have to decide which your goes where. Okay, now remember, if I take your and I put it as you are, the contraction, if I split it, does it make sense? You are going to be surprised when you see your gift. See how easy that was? Excellent. Okay, let's do a little bit of practice. Excellent. So when I didn't grab my pen, let me grab my pen. So when I'm looking up here, I'm looking at all of these different homophones. So here in our parentheses, we're going to see C and C, but they're spelled differently. They sound the same. So we need to practice. And the best way to do this, boys and girls, is simply to do a lot of reading and a lot of writing. Okay, so I want to see that movie. So when we're talking about we're wanting to see something, it's going to be S-E-E. All right. Her 2 friends will come with us. Which 2 is spelled correctly for this? That's right. We want the number 2, so it's T-W-O. Excellent. Number 3, so did you find your baseball glove? Now remember, when we have that contraction, let's practice it with the 2 words. Did you find your baseball glove? So would that make sense? No, it's just going to be your. Excellent. I'm going to skip down here and do a little bit of practice with some of our vowel syllabication. Okay, so right here it says, read each pair of words, circle the word that has an R-controlled vowel syllable. So we're looking for those R-controlled vowels. Okay, so we have 2 words, garlic and floating. Do you see the R-controlled vowel? Yeah, right here. Here's the R-controlled vowel. And just like we practiced earlier, garlic, we know that we would split it. Garlic. Good. Oh, here's another one we just practiced. Turtle and frog. Do you see the R control? So remember, we're not going to split it between those, between the vowel and the R. So we've got turtle. Good. How about green and purple? Do you see the R control? Yeah, right here. You are. Purple. So we've got purple. So we would split it right there. Let's do one last one. How about stormy and windy? Do you see the R control? Yep, right there. And the word storm actually is 1 syllable, storm-y. So we're going to split it right there. Nicely done. That's going to help you as you go through and you are reading some of your stories. All right, the last little bit that I want to finish up with are multiple meaning words. So these are simply words that they're spelled the same, they sound the same, but they have different meanings. It's important that we know this. And this particular word that we're going to practice right now is the word step. Now, step has 2 meanings. It could be in a series of actions like step 1, step 2, or it could be that you're going to step with your feet, right? And take steps. Let's look at our sentence. The first big step for human flight was the kite. Some kites were used for fun, others were used to test the weather. So what kind of step are we doing here? The first big step. That's a clue, right? So we know that there's going to be multiple steps to help. So we know in this particular sentence, we're right here. It's one in a series. We know that there is more information. There are additional steps for humans to be able to start to fly. Excellent job. Boys and girls, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning as you're getting ready for school. And remember, you're responsible for your learning success. So listen, ask questions, and share your ideas, because together we can do so much more. Have a fantastic afternoon, and I can't wait to see you back here at PBS tomorrow. Have a great one. Take care. Bye-bye.